Hi guys, what we're going to do today is a burger and dirty fries. So we're going to do it in stages. We're going to make our burger sauce, our brioche buns, our burgers and our dirty fries. But we're just going to start off now with the brioche buns. So I'm just going to turn this on, excuse the noise for a second. So what we've got in here is 300 grams of strong white bread flour, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of fast-acting yeast, and we're just going to go in with 50 grams of softened unsalted butter. So we're just going to mix that until it goes like breadcrumbs. This won't take any time. You can do this by hand, just rubbing it between your fingers. But if you've got a mixer, then obviously it's a lot easier. So we're just going to give this a mix through. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in a beaten egg, 25 mils of tepid milk and 115 mils of water. So when we've done this, it'll be quite a sticky dough, which is what we want. And then once it's all come together as a dough, what we're going to do is we're going to cover it in cling film and leave it in a warm place for 3 hours until it's doubled in size. So I'm just going to get it to the breadcrumb stage, which it is now. So then we're going to go in with our egg. Just make sure that's mixed in. Then we're going to go in with our milk. And then we're going to go in with our water, which will just bring it together into a sticky dough. I'm just going to get that all to go together. Just going to turn it up slightly just to get it all mixed in. This makes 6 brioche buns. Obviously if you want to make 12 and freeze some, you can just double the recipe. So there we go. So what you've got is you've got quite a sticky, tacky dough, which is what you want. So as I say, what we're going to do now is we're just going to cover this in some cling film. Leave it for 3 hours in a warm place, maybe in your airing cupboard or your bathroom, just until it's doubled in size. And then what we'll do is we'll come back once it's doubled up. So what we're going to do now, while our burger buns are proving, we're just going to quickly make our burger sauce. So what we've got to make our burger sauce is we've got 2 shallots finely diced, we've got 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of tomato ketchup, 2 tablespoons of the liquid from jarred pickles. I've used liquid from jarred gherkins because I'm going to put gherkins in my burger, 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, and then we've got a pinch of sweet smoked paprika, garlic powder and onion powder, and basically we just combine everything together. So there's our pickle liquor. And then we're going to go in with our mayonnaise. This is a lovely burger sauce, this one. That's in with the mayonnaise. In with our Dijon mustard. And this is so simple to make as well. It's just a case of stirring it all together. So this one couldn't be simpler. In with our tomato sauce, our tomato ketchup. Now I've done some burger sauces where, you know, you have to cook it all down, but this one's just lovely. It's just nice and simple. Then in with our garlic, salt, our onion and our paprika. Let me just give this. This is better, I think, done the day before and then just popped in the fridge. It just helps all the flavours mingle together. But this is lovely on a burger. Well, I think it's lovely on a burger. So I'm just going to cover that and then put that in the fridge. As I say, I think it's better if you do it and leave it in the fridge overnight. It seems to be a bit tastier, but that's what it looks like when it's done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get on and make our actual burgers. Right, so we have our burger sauce now chilling out in the fridge. Our brioche buns are still proving in a warm area just until they've doubled in size. So we're just going to quickly make the burgers now. Now I make quite simple burgers. Some people put loads of different things in. I just make a simple burger. So I've just got 500 grams of lean beef mince. I'm going to go in with 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. Like so. Again, some people put breadcrumbs in, some people put egg in. I don't put either in. I'm just going to go in with a tablespoon of Worcester sauce. If you've got any fish allergies, then you could use Henderson's relish, because that's similar to Worcester sauce but doesn't have the anchovies in it. So we're going to go in with a grind of salt and some fresh pepper. And then last thing I'm going to put in is just 2 cloves of garlic, which I'm just going to grate those in. That's gone in with 1. Just pop the second one in. There you go. And that's all I put in my burgers. So basically then I just mash it all up so it's all nice and combined. I quite like the mustard in it, but if you don't like mustard, then obviously do it without mustard. Some people put a bit of paprika in. You know, it's whatever takes your fancy. Some people put onions in. As I say, I quite like mine just with a little bit of garlic, little hint of that Worcester sauce, a little bite of the Dijon and some seasoning. So there you have it, that's our burger mix. So all I'm going to do now is divide that down, shape them into burgers, and then what I'll do is I'll let them chill out in the fridge until we're ready to get them cooking on a griddle pan at a later date. Right, so what we're going to do now is I'm just going to quickly show you how I do the dirty fries. Now I've got homemade chips here. That what I've done, I've just chipped some potatoes, parboiled them for about 4 minutes and popped them in the oven for 20 minutes. You can use oven chips, obviously it doesn't matter, that would make it slightly easier, but I quite like the rustic chip look. So basically once they're cooked, we then just go over with some red Leicester cheese. Can use cheddar, it doesn't matter, use whatever cheese you wish. Just sprinkle that over the top. Then we go over with some spring onions. These are so lovely, but so naughty. Then we have some chopped cooked bacon. Again, just sprinkle those over the top. And then some chopped cooked chorizo. Now normally I would also put some jalapenos over these, but the reason I haven't is because I've used picante chorizo this time. So I don't want it too spicy, and the picante is already spicy. So basically that's that done, and then all I do is when I'm cooking the burgers, I just pop those in the oven just for 10 minutes to heat everything through nicely. So that's the dirty chips, and we'll come back when we're ready to cook those. And also I'll pop back with the brioche buns once they've been proved. So our buns have been proving for 3 hours now. So what I've done is I've taken them out of the bowl, just divided them into 6 and popped them into a baking dish, which is what I'm going to bake them in. But what we need to do now is I'm just going to spray a little bit of oil on some cling film. We're just going to cover them loosely in the cling film. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave these in a warm place for a second prove for an hour. Right, so these have now had their second prove of an hour, and all I'm doing now is I'm just going to put a little bit of egg wash over the top of each one. Be careful to try and not knock all the air out of them, so you want to do it relatively gently. Put a sprinkling of sesame seeds over the top, just like that. And then what we're going to do now is we're just going to bake them in an oven at 180 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. Right, so now we've got our dirty fries that we did earlier, we've got our brioche buns, we've got some gherkins that we've sliced, and we've got our burger relish that we made earlier as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in the oven with our dirty fries, and we're going to go straight into a griddle pan with our burgers. Now these are quite big burgers, and what we don't want to do is we don't want to keep turning them over. We just want to cook them through on one side and then flip them once. So we're just going to get them nice and caramelised on one side, and then we'll flip them over. So these are probably going to take 2 or 3 minutes either side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook these on 2 minutes one side, and then we'll flip them over, and then we'll come back and have a look how they're doing. Right, so these have actually had 3 minutes either side because they're actually quite bad big boy burgers. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put the buns in the oven to warm through, literally for less than a minute. I'm going to grab, now we've used red Leicester because we've used red Leicester in the dirty chips. Again, you can use, you know, cheddar or whichever cheese, blue cheese, whichever cheese you want. So I'm just going to pop a random lid over that just to melt the cheese. So we've got our relish that we made earlier, our gherkins, so we're ready to plate up. So there we go with our dirty fries. So as you can see, that's all nice and the cheese is all stringy and it's just all beautiful and unctuous and naughty. So that's those done. Cheese is starting to melt nicely. So we're just going to grab our bun. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put a nice spoonful of our relish on the bottom. A couple of spoonfuls of relish on our bottom. Cheese has started to just melt nicely, so we're going to go on with our bad boy burger with the melted cheese. We're going to put some gherkins on, just because we like gherkins doesn't mean you have to put gherkins on, just build it as you wish. So there we go, that is our bad boy burger with dirty fries.